Hi everyone, and welcome to the pop-up training on how to do a self-guided meditation. I'm Katie J, and this is the Womanifester Instagram account, so welcome. Before we get started, I just wanted to briefly touch on why a self-guided meditation is useful. So someone reached out to me and commented on one of my videos and said, hey, will you walk us through what you're saying to yourself, what you're doing when you're just meditating without music, without a guide, that kind of thing. And so this is a really beneficial practice because you don't need Wi-Fi, you don't need an app, you don't need certain music, you don't need to be anywhere specific, you don't need a meditation cushion, you don't need a bed. It's like you don't need a guide, you don't need a teacher, it's you. Like you are guiding yourself. So that's something that's really cool because you can do a self-guided meditation anytime, anywhere. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started talking about the 4 steps that I take when I do a self-guided meditation. The first thing I do when I am guiding myself through a meditation is I close my eyes and I breathe. I connect to my breath. I take a long, deep inhale and I hold it at the top, and then I exhale it out nice and slow. And I do this maybe 5 to 10 times. I do it until it feels good. I do it until I feel like I'm settled in. I do it until you feel like you are really settled into your body and that you are setting this time apart from every other time in your day through your breath. The second thing that I do is I find a focus. That focus can be your breath. That focus can be a mantra or affirmation. That focus can just be a word like love, patience, or abundance. Don't overthink it. Really, it's all about what's resonating most with you right now. So if you are feeling like you need more abundance in your life, focus on an affirmation, mantra, or even just the So let's say you picked an abundance-focused mantra. Let's say it's the earth supports me and meets my needs. What a great one, right? Step number 3 is just to sync that mantra with your breath. So you can go, I inhale, the earth supports me, and exhale and meets my needs, right? It can be inhale love, exhale compassion, right? It can be that simple, right? That's step number 3. Super easy. Sync the breath with your mantra, affirmation, or focus. The last step that I take is really just to feel out the energy. Do I feel like sitting there for 5 minutes? Do I feel like sitting there for 30 seconds? Do I feel like sitting there for 15 minutes? It really just depends on my energy levels that day and whether or not I feel like the meditation is complete. It doesn't have to be any more complex than that. You just feel your energy and you can feel like, okay, so you're coming down out of meditation and you're thinking to yourself, I feel so much better. I'm so glad that I took the time to do this. Even if it was just 30 seconds, I feel like I'm better able to tackle what's in front of me. If you watch my videos, you'll see that my hands are also moving, and that goes with step 4 as well. If you feel like moving, move. If you feel like going into a yoga practice, do that. If you feel like raising your hands in the air or using your hands to show where your energy or where your focus is going, that's what I do, right? Where I'm moving up my chakras over my eyes and out like that. Sometimes it's up my heart and out, but that goes back to focus. So if you feel like moving, move. If you want to just sit there in stillness, you do that. This is your self-guided meditation. You're in control. If you are interested in aligning your intentions or your mantras or your focus with the moon cycles, then you're gonna like the Mindful Moon box that my friend Whitney has put together. Go to the next slide to see what that's like. A tip that I want to pass along is that when you do a self-guided meditation, you are holding space for yourself. And that means that you get to make that time and that energy all unique to your desires. So if you want to light a candle, if you want to burn some sage, if you want to have tissues nearby, if you want to just go outside in nature during that time, that's entirely up to you and you get to choose. And that's the best part. Now we're going to head to the kitchen so I can show you how I have established a consistent meditation practice. Before we moved into the RV, I was using Insight Timer to kind of track and make sure that I was meditating every single day. But now, instead of using my data for meditation, I'd rather use it for client work. So what I'm doing instead is I just have this checklist right here. Every day I initial by the date that I've meditated, and I put the type of meditation that I did. The last 3 have actually been self-guided, but this is a really, really simple, easy tool that I've put together that really helped me to keep track of how often I was meditating and be more consistent. And so what I want to challenge you to do is to commit to just meditating for 3 days in a row. It doesn't have to be this big, scary, 30-day challenge, just 3 days in a row. And so what I want to challenge you to do is to commit to just meditating for 3 days in a row. It doesn't have to be this big, scary, 30-day challenge, just 3 days in a row.